Yeah. What? I understand I got a lot on my mind, a lot on my chest. That's why.
What's going on, everybody? Lloyd Jones from Midnight Comics here, and welcome back to another episode of Indie Versus, where we talk about your favorite indie comic book characters' power, stats, and abilities, and get them ready for an eventual Indie Versus matchup. So we got another amazing guest on today. I'm going to bring him to the stage, let him introduce himself and the character he's bringing to the breakdown today. Boom! What's going on, Chief?
What's going on, man?
Not much.
So yeah, man, I'm Curtis Specks Thompson. I'm the creator of The View from the Legacy of You comic book series.
Outstanding. Well, welcome on. I've seen your character for a while. I think the first time I seen your character was in the indie deck way back when.
Yeah, with Vince White, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So I remember seeing him then. I was looking at the stats and stuff, and I was like, okay, wait a second. This guy, like at first, the full transparency moment, I'm like, is this guy strong, man? He looked like he about to get clipped by a regular dude. And then you look at his powers and his durability and stuff, you're like, oh, my bad. Hold on. There's more to this character than initially meets the eye. So before we get started, I do want to know what was kind of that initial inspiration behind The View?
Legit inspiration is Bishop and Gambit.
Okay.
So like, I believe I wrote him in middle school. So he's going. So, first class, is Cyclops, Iceman, Angel, and all them. Then your second class, is like Shadow Cat, Sunfire, them cats. So I made him be like the third class of X-Men. Him and his friend Warren, which is another character in my series too. There was two X-Men that I was gonna make up my own series, and then he was gonna be like a protege of Gambit. But that was middle school. That almost over 20 years ago. So like,
I was about to say, don't date us like that now. Hold on.
When I started doing indie comics, doing research and whatnot, I find if I feel like a character I'm creating or a story I'm creating is good for, hit the storyline for X-Men or something like that, it's good enough for me to make myself. So I just, developed him as my own IP, and I changed some of his background and stats a little bit.
Okay. Fair enough. Okay, I like that. The X-Men homages or inspirations, stuff like that. So,
I guess with the change, it went to so it was Gambit and Kyle Rayner.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
Green Lantern with it. Okay.
Yeah.
So with that being said, then let's dive into it. We'll go with just kind of base right out the gate. What can The View do?
So as the comic stands right now, I'm on my fifth issue right now, and I like a little side story. So like, when the comic book stands, like I said, he's in his first. Well, he's only been using his powers and being like, I guess, a hero for a year, I would say.
Oh, okay.
So I don't start with the origin story off top. So as he is now, he has growing up, being black folks, whatever. You got a little fighting skill, little flat boxing skills, a little hood fighting skill. So he got that skill, just being naturally black. But one of his mentors taught him some boxing skills.
Okay.
And like Warren, the guy I mentioned before, he's a werewolf character, and he taught him how I haven't really thought about it, but like a beast fighting type style, because The View has like this little rage power, I'll talk about later. So then another character I have as well is called Boots, and she's a Haitian shinobi, and she knows I can't think of the word right now, but it's like a Haitian fighting style with a machete.
Okay.
As well as Nijitsu, because she's Haitian Japanese, so she got two sides of fighting styles, and also Kung Fu. So she teaches The View that as well. So he's like 6 months in of that. So whatever equivalent that is in real time, or 6 months of training of that. So he's a little fighting. So he knows how to fight. On top of that, he's a triathlete. He's a football player, basketball player, and baseball player. But he has sales and baseball the most. So that makes his accuracy, better than most people his age. He's only 15. So,
Oh.
With all his physical abilities being said, his power is to create items out of nothingness. So he has like this dark power I haven't explained yet that he can create items out of. So, like a baseball bat, he can create that because he's a baseball player. He knows the weight and feel and how solid it is, and he can create that and then work correctly. He also can create a car. It'll appear and look like a car and all that good stuff. But you know what? He's not a mechanic. He'll know the weight and how everything works. So he might get in it and it might blow up. Or since he don't know the weight of it, it might just float away because it might be too light. So the air inside might make it blow away. So yeah.
So that was going to be one of my questions. You already hit the nail on the head with that because I was going to say, does he have to have full knowledge of what the item is or what have you?
Yeah. So like, let's say like he can make Mechagodzilla appear, spook the enemies, or whatever, because they think it's legit. But they try to fight it, might be paper thin, it might blow up or something like that. So like, he can use it as diversion. But like one character, I introduced him. Should I say that? I don't know. Well.
Yeah, no spoilers. No spoilers. Folks need to read this.
Yeah, one character has a similar powers to the View, and so if you take him being a max, so let's think of the View being Deku, and the character I'm speaking of being All Might. So that character can like create items, and it's so realistic people can't tell the difference. And when that character dies in the story, all the items he created around the city just vanishes because he dies and people never knew that wasn't a real item.
Interesting. So is there a limit to how much he can create with this ability? Or is this
Yes,
just an ongoing, I made this, I made that, years later, whatever?
Like I just said, that one character created items and they last for X many years and people never knew the difference. With the View, the items he create only last for a minute.
It only lasts for a minute. Oh, okay. So he can make as much as he wants, but the time frame is 1 minute. Is there... Well, we already talked about the limitation of what it can do once he creates it. If he doesn't know anything about it, then he's just kind of stuck. But interesting. Okay. So
like how I'm gonna write his origin story, like when he first gets his powers, he can make everything he's made constructs. So it'll look like a baseball bat, but it's gonna be like the dark ore of the baseball bat. It won't be a solid item. So it's gonna be hard light. So like he was able to do that stuff, so it's hard light, so it's not really nothing. And I imagine hard light not being anything. But if he can make a solid object like a bat he does now in the comics, it'll hit harder. Because I'm looking at Green Lantern, like if I get hit with hard light, how hard is that?
Right.
Because I haven't read Green Lantern in a long time, but just thinking about it, I never really see the items they create doing real damage like that. They probably stop a car or grab somebody, but I never see them make a giant fist and bust a building down with a giant fist. I never really remember seeing that.
It's like it looks cool, but what is it actually doing here?
Yeah.
So let's talk about the is he built like a regular human being? Is he any stronger, any more durable than the average person, or does he add that?
He got the same body strength as a 15-year-old teenager that does the football, basketball, baseball.
Okay.
He has a healing factor. It's slow though. So like one of his origins, like he is this when he like his powers like happen. He had this big fight with all the heroes in the world, and recover from that fight. It was like a couple days.
Okay, instead of months.
So I say it's similar to like Peter Parker's.
Oh wow. Okay.
So it's
not Wolverine, Deadpool, but it's okay. So So he's got a healing factor, but his kind of durability is the same of a regular 15-year-old. Is his speed increased? Is his strength any more than? Of course, again, we talked about durability, but does the power add anything to his physical makeup? Is it kind of an internal thing that he can do, or what?
So all his little power ups, like you seen on that card, come from this rage mode.
Okay.
And it's like the villains of my story is called the Howl,
Mm-hmm.
and they basically use adrenochrome to power themselves. So they scare, kill, whatever to get the blood from the people in my universe. They power up. The more they have, the stronger they are. So the View's power is similar to theirs, but it's kind of like a Dark Souls type of thing. The more he kills them, the stronger he gets, and like a reserve tank.
Okay.
So uh, what that means, his power being similar to him, that if he rages out like Wolverine's Berserker mode, he would be just like them, just a relentless like machine, killer machine. So with that, his powers, he's super stream speed. If he spawns wings, he can fly, like stuff like that. Like, and it's just based like a Berserker mode. So and on the way, like, and he's training to preserve that and or figure out what it is. Like I said, in his origin, he had a big fight with the heroes of the world, because when that triggered, it was everything he had, because his first time had his powers, so he's fully charged up. So he was like a raging monster in the city, and all the heroes tried to stop him. But like I don't think I said it in this interview. In my world, the View's power is the only real source to stop the Howl. So when he's fully charged up, the other heroes try to attack him. They're not doing really no work. So,
See, I like that. Like, he's not, you see a lot of characters out there that are just the omni-level gods of characters, right? I like the fact that he's a regular 15-year-old kid, but he has access to these abilities that can be a problem to other people if he either is in his berserker mode or if he's fully charged up and stuff like that. I love that kind of not necessarily parallel, but that aspect of the character. I was going to ask if in his rage mode or berserker mode, if you would, does he have to know how? So you say he can fly, right? So like, does he have to know the intricacies of wings while he's in his berserker mode, or is it because he's accessing these upper echelons of power, he's able to just do it?
So like the Howl, they got the same powers as the View.
Yeah.
So when they create items, they don't create nothing. They don't create the items out of nothing. They create it from their actual body. In issue 4, issue 4, you can see it's just 4 characters, and one of the characters, he actually makes his fingertips become spears and stabs another character, so they can manipulate their body. So when he's in berserker mode, he's not manipulating his body. It's actually like his Howl side, making the wings, making these items.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, and I hope we're not diving too much into spoilers or anything like that.
No, because as the fifth issue that should be coming out anytime now, will have is showcase the berserker mode. I have showed it in a little 6-pager thing I have out, but the View got stopped. Like the guy zapped him before he went all the way there.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah, I was just like, let me make sure,
It's not all spoilers. It should be out, next month or so. So it's all people. So people see it, people like, oh, that's what he's talking about. So yeah, it's epic. It's epic.
Fair enough. So all right, so 15-year-old, very athletic, has all that cherished stamina of the old days, right?
Yeah.
But all right, so he's got that, and then he has these abilities. And when you said when he's fully powered up or reserved and stuff, what kind of level of power are we talking about here? Is he like building level or beyond, or just slightly above that peak human physical?
I haven't really stated, but he has a signature move. Even on my books, American comic book, it has anime elements to it. So he has altogether he probably gonna have like 4 or 5 signature moves, but right now he has one. It's called a Pharaoh's Lance. So he can take all his charge of energy and put it into his hand, like the burning finger from Gundam.
Nice.
So he can do it, and it's gonna be like I'm not a Naruto fan. I mean, I am a Naruto fan, but I don't know all the moves. But it's kind of like what Kakashi does, the little lightning thing.
Oh yeah, lightning blade.
Yeah, it's kind of like that. So he can charge at his target, While he's charging that time, it will null anything that he's going through with that until he hits the target. Then it's supposed to be a one shot hit when he hits it. So let's say Goku, right? If Goku's charged Kamehameha and the view can do that attack, go through the Kamehameha and hit Goku, and Goku will turn back to base Goku, or something like that.
Now, when he uses up that level of energy, is there a drawback?
It's depleted. He turns to Jean Grey. He just passes out, and he's depleted.
And so he only gets one use of that kind of per battle at the moment.
No, it's not per battle. It's what he has in his reserve. So
Fair enough. So he's not using all of it at one time. He can choose whether or not to use all of it just based on the level of combat he's in.
So like I said, this is where he's in the book now is 1 year of him being a hero. He used that attack probably twice before issue 1. So when you start issue 1, he has a lot of power built up. So when issue 5 comes out, he uses the attack. Spoiler, he uses it.
Yeah.
So now after issue 5, he's back at 0. So he builds up until another final fight he has. So like some of the feats you've seen last couple issues, he probably won't be able to do it no more because he's not charged up anymore.
Got you. And how he charges up is by taking on more of the how.
Yeah, so the more he defeats, the more he gets.
Okay. And let me ask this: is there a limit to how much energy, if you would, he can reserve? Or is it like Broly, right? Where after a certain point, he's got to continuously expel that energy out because it's too much for his body?
Well, I haven't explained it, so this is an exclusive.
Oh, okay.
So he was given his powers. Kind of like Deku.
Okay.
But he got his powers early. So the way he got his powers was through another source. So typically it'd be 100%. But since he got powers from a different source, he can go past 100%.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
I like how vague you kept that. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
So giving us a little something to look forward to. Okay, bet. Okay.
Yeah.
So we talked about powers. We talked about his powers. Forgive me. What are the name of the powers again?
I haven't given a name to it. I just think he reaches from a dark aura, because dark auras, I got anime aspects of my books. So like even like Gong or Mob Psycho or like Asta, turn that little rage mode, they get that dark aura over him. It's something like that, because it's come from the Howl, so that it's basically the Howl's aura. So that's what it comes from. Okay.
So regular kid until we start tapping into that energy. That energy gives him anywhere between, essentially, I mean, how you worded it in regards to that battling that Kamehameha wave and knocking him, one-shotting him. It's really heavy, but it depends on how much he stores up. I'm thinking about Onimusha. That's what came to mind just now. With like the Onimusha. Did you ever play that game on PS2?
The samurai game?
Yeah, on PS2.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought about. It's like they killed the.
You trying to make me sound old, man.
No, relax now. I just made us sound old. No, but yeah, that's what came to mind when you were talking about that. As he's taking these the Howl out, and he's basically absorbing the energy, and then you have that kind of form after the fact that he can transfer into. Yeah, that's what came to mind. I love.
Now you don't really sound old, kind of like Soul Reaver.
Said so. Ooh, that Legacy of Kane. Hold on. Yeah. Lord of mercy. Yeah. Nah, yeah. Oh, that was such a good game. That deserves a remake, but that's a whole other conversation.
Yeah.
Okay. So we'll get ready to close out. Like I said, these aren't terribly long. We definitely want to be able to break down how strong these characters and stuff are. Well, there was one other question. So just with bringing forth like a bat or something like that, and you did touch on it, but I just want to make sure to clarify. He hits somebody with that, right? Full force. What kind of damage does that strike them?
So the character he only hit it on next issue, he's like a Hulk level character.
Whoa.
And so that's gonna take the character completely out of the game.
So wait a second, and I think I started to ask this, but I don't think I fully dove into it. Speed wise, reactionary speed, the whole package. with this ability, is he faster and able to perceive things at a higher rate than a normal person?
Possibly. I said, Boots is one of my characters.
Ah, that's right.
One
Mm.
one of her, I guess students. It's not really her student. So she
Mhm.
owns a dojo, and somebody who's under her, who works with hers, but I don't know. I guess still call it a student. Has a technique called like a flash step technique,
Mhm.
and her version of it was an evasionary move, like the dodge stuff. But Boots turned into an attack ability. So I would think essentially, you know, the view would have that as well.
Yeah.
I haven't, he haven't used it yet, but I think he would have it as well. So he might have a slight speed boost with that, but like, uh, so far when he used it, he's probably been tanking attacks. So yeah,
Okay. Oh, he's just been tanking attack. Oh, okay.
yeah.
What's the heavy? This will be the last thing before we close off. What is the heaviest attack he can take at this point?
Um, See, I wrote it so long, so I think issue 5 he tanks, or I don't know if he tanks or dodge it, but the character does a mouth and a double energy blast. Like if you remember Radish,
Mm-hmm.
he does double Sunday with the
Blue
two energy
Sunday.
beams. So
Yeah.
imagine the double Sunday using Nappa's mouth attack at the same time. So
Okay. Okay.
I can't remember he dodges that or tanks it, but he definitely catches one of those trucks that attaches to the airplane and guides the airplane to the parking spots.
Mm-hmm.
I can't think of the word for it right now, but you know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
He catches one of those get thrown at him, and he catches it
Jeez.
with ease. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So, like I said, even when looking at the card or just the initial designs, it's like, oh man, yeah, I might have a character that's gonna watch them. Which I got some characters that'll probably be a decent matchup, but I definitely underestimated, I guess, the level of
Yeah.
strength and durability that he has with these abilities. So, oh, I love doing this. So, really quick,
Yeah. I think like the only watch, like if somebody would watch the view, would probably be skill and experience because he only 1 year in.
yeah.
But like I don't know, no
But
telling,
what when he has all that energy on him, like you said, when those other heroes show up, they don't
Yeah.
really have a means of kind of penetrating that energy, which I think you said something about that in issue 1, and a little, I think briefly here, where it was just like he's the only one that can take out the Howl. So if he's
Yeah.
using energy comparable to that, nobody really has an answer to go through those abilities. It's really
Yeah.
just, can they survive a fight long enough to do any damage to him? So that's awesome.
Like in the short story brought up, the guy they was fighting is an older guy, like a senior citizen guy, so he got
Hmm.
plenty of fight experience and whatnot. So uh, when he get ready, they can't defeat him. He's beating them,
Hmm.
and he's getting ready to. He said, "Well, let me go ahead and use my attack." And he's charging it up. It takes a while to charge up, and the guy just electrocutes the view right there.
Hmm.
It stops the whole thing. So like, I guess you can stop the special attack, or before he launches it towards you,
Hmm.
it'll be you'll be okay.
Interesting. Okay. So before we close out, I do want you to let everybody know how they can go ahead and support you and where they can if you have any conventions or anything coming up or anything of that nature. Actually, no. I'm gonna have to edit this because this won't be coming out for a couple months. I was gonna bring up Urban NerdCon, and Urban NerdCon is gonna be out or will have already gone by the time this one airs in particular. So I'll edit that. But I'll start over. Let everybody know where they can find you and how they can support you. Oh no, did it cut? No, super editing. Testing, testing. Dadgummit. Dadgummit. Come on. Hmm. Oh no. Nope, we lost him. There we go. Yes.
All right.
Sorry about that.
So yeah, it's that StreamYard on the phone, man. My bad. But
Nah.
yeah, so if you want to follow my project, you go to Legacy to View on all social media. That's TikTok, Twitter, X, Facebook, Instagram, all that good stuff. If you want to purchase the book or just look at the special stuff, I got my website. Go to legacyview.com. And if you want to follow my journey as a creator, Specks 706 on all social media.
Bad. Yo, thank you for coming on, dude. This was awesome. And everybody that's listening on Spotify or watching on Patreon, definitely thank y'all for coming through. Definitely check them out. And remember, of course, visit midnightcomics.org where you can check out all the previous characters that we've had on the Indie Breakdown, all the previous creator interviews as well. And remember, until next time, everybody, midnight is coming.